You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, we're going to take you to Wyandotte to learn more about a chance to learn more about sloths.
Also, spring may be here and plants are coming up, but so are invasive species. Plants that don't belong.
And we've got an absolutely gorgeous sunrise and very nice start to our Monday, but some changes on the way by this afternoon. We'll take a look at that full forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Creation Safari Wildlife Park is a favorite for animal lovers from our area to visit. The park is home to a variety of exotic animals, and KOAM's Shagun Bamadeli joins us in studio this morning, has more on a special encounter that you can have right here in the 4 states with one of these exotic animals. Good morning.
Good morning, Tanya. Creation Safari Wildlife Park added a new resident to its family, a sloth named Flash. Now, they are offering a unique opportunity to get close and personal with the creature. The sloth encounter gives people a chance to learn more about the creature and how the park cares for its animals.
Man, they love it. I mean, they absolutely love it. The kids come here. One of their favorite things is the rabbits, our little sheep and goat pen, our bottle pen. The kids just love interacting with the animals.
The sloth encounters are $45 plus tax per person, and they include approximately 20 minutes with Flash. Tanya.
All right, well, thanks, Shagun. I'm curious, though, what was your favorite part of the safari park when you went down there?
I'm from Africa, and I've seen a wide variety of animals, but going to the safari park, I saw animals I had not seen before. There were many different types of pheasants and birds and antelopes, goats, so many different types of animals that I had not seen back in my time in Africa.
Mm-hmm. And now they have a sloth, too.
Yeah. I had not seen a sloth also.
All right, and just a little teaser, a little bit later this morning, we're going to have a couple of the animals that they have at the Safari Wildlife Park. Not just one, but two in studio this morning. Can't wait for those. All right, thank you so much, Shagun.
Thank you.
Well, native plants are continuing to sprout and grow across this spring. However, so are invasive species. And while the Missouri Department of Conservation has a list of the 30 most common invasive plants in the state, calorie pears, burning bush, and miscanthus, like this grass, are some of the most common in the Ozarks. Experts explain why it's important to take control measures for the plants, whether they are young or mature.
These invasive species just grow so fast and steal such nutrients and then shade out the ground cover that our native plants don't get a chance to grow. So that's what makes them so bad, and they can grow to such thickets that basically no other plant can compete.
Resources, including controlling invasive plants and native alternatives, can be found on Conservation Department's website.
We've got ourselves a nice tranquil start to our morning, but there are changes on the way. We do have some showers developing out across parts of southeast Kansas, and those will begin to roll to the east as the morning goes on. Could see a strong storm or two in southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma later today. It's a very low possibility. If we saw anything, we're talking maybe some small hail and some gusty winds, and our chances for those showers and storms will ramp up as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Let's take a quick look at the timing on these. There go those showers from this morning. Then by about 5 o'clock, we've got a line of thunderstorms out in southeast Kansas, and between 5 and 6, our best opportunity, if one of those storms is going to be a little stronger, that would be the time. By the time we hit 8, they're starting to die out. By 10, the storms are gone, and by overnight, we are looking at not too bad conditions, mostly clear skies. We'll take another complete look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes.
Right, Route 66 Movie Theater and the Joplin Humane Society partnered together to pair 4 staters up with some furry dog friends. Participants were invited to come watch the new Super Mario Brothers movie alongside several of the Humane Society's most adoptable dogs. Humane Society also had links and materials for anyone interested in volunteering or donating to their organization.
Starring Yoshi, one of our longest dogs that has been at the Joplin Humane Society. So accumulatively, he's been there for over 365 days now. He's a really sweet pit bull mix. He just loves to love. Like, that's really the biggest thing I can say about Yoshi is he is the biggest lover.
The Humane Society is currently looking for more families to adopt and more volunteers to help pitch in. Carthage hosts the Mutt Minister Dog Show and Adoption Fair in Central Park over the weekend. The dog show went to benefit the Carthage Humane Society. To enter a dog in the show, all you had to do was donate $10 or a supply list item. There were 8 adoptable dogs at the show from the Carthage Humane Society.
This is the Mutt Minster Dog Show. It's a fundraiser for the Humane Society. It is an adoption fair and supply drive.
Events like this help us with adoptions, really, and getting our name out there. We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so getting our name out there is really a big part of our mission.
The Carthage Humane Society is looking for more families to adopt pets. Coming up, we've been talking about them, and now they're live in studio. Sarah Sappington from Creation Safari Wildlife Park stops by with an adorable baby kangaroo. And I think we've got a tortoise in as well to talk, and we're going to learn more about the sloth encounters.
And later, a group of refugees find a community within a cooking class. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Be right back, but first, live look at Route 66 in Galena. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. So as promised, a more in-depth look at that forecast. So first, look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. There are some showers out there in southeast Kansas, and those will continue to make their way off to the east as the morning progresses. We mentioned this. We have a low-end risk of a strong storm or two across southeast Kansas and parts of northeast Oklahoma later this afternoon into the evening. If we saw any stronger storms, we're talking maybe some small hail and perhaps some gusty winds. Right now, we're not too terribly concerned about this. The environment just isn't really set up for a lot of strong storms or even severe storms at this point, but a stronger one or two is possible. Our rain chances will increase as we head into the late afternoon and into the evening hours across the area, and this is what it looks like on the future track. So those showers out there this morning roll on off to the east, and then by about 5 o'clock, take a look at this line of thunderstorms that gets going across southeast Kansas, Chanute, Fredonia, back through Chautauqua County, just to the northwest of Coffeyville and to the east of Yates Center. It moves just a little bit to the south and east, so you can see Chanute, Fredonia still in the action, but now encompassing Bartlesville, Coffeyville, and Parsons. You get to say too many of these names too fast, they all blend together. If we were going to see some thunderstorms that were a little stronger, this would be the window for that between about 5 and 7 this evening. By 8, these storms really start to die down out there, but still a couple of scattered ones. And by about 10 o'clock, storms are gone. And as we head into the overnight, the clouds shift off to the southwest with them. Right now, MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looking back to the north, looks really good out there this morning. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh. A nice start to our Monday and a beautiful sunrise. Take a look at this. It's just amazing. We're at 51 in Joplin, south breeze at 9 miles an hour. We're not too bad across the area. We have 48 Pittsburgh, 46 Lamar, 53 Independence Chanute, 51 Parsons Chautauqua, 50 Miami and Neosho. As we get our morning started, clouds will continue to increase and will be cloudy by late morning. Temperatures pushing to the mid-60s. Got those thunderstorm chances, especially out in southeast Kansas this afternoon. Otherwise cloudy and temperatures pushing the lower 70s. We head into this evening, still mostly cloudy. A couple of isolated storms out west. We drop back down to the lower 50s for our overnight low. And as mentioned, once these storms get out of here, we've all got mostly clear skies. And we're going to have mostly clear to partly cloudy skies all the way through Friday. Temperatures warming up near 80 by Friday. Our next chance of storms does not come until Saturday. We could see some scattered storms out there, 72. And this system's enough to kick our temperatures down a little bit. We go from lows in the 50s to in the lower 40s and our high Sunday in the lower 60s. We'll be back with more right after this. Well, America has long been the destination for refugees searching for a safe home. And for many, adapting to life in the U.S. is challenging.
Kennedy Walker reports on a program in Dallas that sets out to make that transition easier.
1 cake mix into the bowl.
You might be surprised to learn that baking a cake isn't as simple as it seems.
1 cup of water.
In fact, these women are learning to do it for the first time.
Mix Do it for about a minute.
They're all refugees from Burma, a country in Southeast Asia, and they just recently moved to North Texas.
It's a big difference from Asia to the West.
Mary Moyi is one of the refugees trying to navigate a new country and learn a new culture. That includes something as basic as making a birthday cake.
As a lady, I think all this cake is a part of our life, like kids celebrations, a lot of parties that we go, they provide cakes as well, including the school. So it's going to be exciting to be able to make them.
Through the help of these free cooking classes, they're learning some of our country's most popular recipes and how to use Western appliances. The experience even incorporates how to sing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
It's part of a new program made possible by a community health center in Dallas, a nonprofit known as HHM Health.
They were talking about how they're fearful of using their oven. They're fearful of using those American Western appliances. They're actually using them for storage.
Adrian Logan says the goal for these refugees is to find that baking a cake is as simple as, well, baking a cake. And after a few more courses, learning how to make different courses, they'll be able to prepare an entire meal.
Being able to cook at home means that their whole family can have a better nutritional food, meals. Everyone in the whole family can have a better health overall.
The number of refugees relocating to Texas grows every day, and each family has its own unique challenges.
It's not easy, but one step at a time.
That philosophy is the key ingredient to making a successful transition.
Well, Mary and the other women from Burma will be mastering their chef skills in no time.
HHM Health hopes to host its next cooking class next month, and then they will learn how to make pizza and tacos.
A couple of the most essential dinner items to know how to make.
Well, and you would think that, like, looking at a cake mix, the directions are on the box, but that's not their language that they're used to reading, and some things can be interpreted differently. I remember my older brother for the first time making brownies. He read stir by hand. We walked in the kitchen and he had his hands in there stirring with his fingers.
Honestly, I can't say anything because a few years ago I probably would have done the exact same thing. Like, okay, are you sure about that?
If anybody,
should I wear a glove?
Or a spoon and use your hand to stir it.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes directions aren't as straightforward as they seem. But, that's why they're having these cooking classes, and these folks will be able to cook better than I ever could. So, we've got some showers and thunderstorms possible later today. So we got some showers out there now. They're going to roll off to the east. And then by about 5 o'clock, we get a decent line of showers and thunderstorms going out in southeast Kansas. We do have the possibility of a strong storm or two with maybe some small hail, gusty winds, nothing too serious. But if we do see any stronger storms, this would be the window between about 5 and 7 as this line gets going. But then watch how quickly it starts to die out. Here we are, 8 o'clock. It's kind of scattered activity out there now, and by 10, those showers and storms roll off. They turn around, actually, and end up going back to the southwest, and they take the clouds with them. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking great out there so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh. We got some clouds out there, not many yet. Beautiful sunrise, 51 in Joplin, south breeze at 9. Across the area, some cooler spots, 48 Pittsburgh, 46 Lamar, 48 Carthage. We get 53 Chanute and Iola, 50 in Fort Scott, Miami, as well as Neosho, and 46 in Monette. As our morning gets started, clouds will increase. We'll all go to cloudy conditions by late morning. Temperatures in the mid-60s. For those of us not getting showers and storms, we will get in on the cloud action. Otherwise, some scattered showers and storms in southeast Kansas. Temperatures pushing into the lower 70s. Staying mostly cloudy this evening. Few isolated storms out west, and we get mostly clear skies tonight, and we drop back down to lows in the lower 50s. That's Check Your Forecast. We'll be back after this, but first, we got another live look at Route 66 in Galena.
All right, welcome back. We have 3 very special guests in studio this morning from the Creation Safari Wildlife Park. We have Sarah Sappington joining us with this little joey named Maverick and Tank. All right, thanks for coming on this morning.
You're welcome.
And thanks for bringing both of these wonderful animals.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about their stories?
So this is Maverick. He was born at our park. His mom was born there, raised there. I bottle fed her. She lived in our house. till she was a little over a year old. And Maverick lives with us now. He drinks a bottle 4 times a day, eats grain. Everybody that comes to the park gets to hold him or pet him, their preference. He loves attention. He loves to be rubbed, snuggled, played with. He's very playful.
How big is he expected to be?
Now our male we have at the park, when he stands up, he is 6 foot tall. So they can weigh up to 100 pounds, the males. Females weigh around 70.
Are they still like considered like friendly to be around when they get that big? Or?
Most of them. This guy, it depends on how they were raised. Now our male at our park, we didn't raise him, but he will be. And I can still go in the pen with his mom and pet her and play with her, and she's full grown. She'll eat out of my hand. But yeah, they do, as long as we continuously work with them and pet them. Pet them and play with them.
That's what they know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Tank obviously is a very large tortoise. Yes. Why don't you tell me a little bit about him?
He's a rescue. He's approximately about 35 years old, and he's very heavy. He weighs about 70 pounds. We have a tortoise play area in our park that kids can get in, and they can pet them and take pictures with them. It's a big highlight of a lot of kids. We have 8 of these tortoises, and our biggest one is 90 pounds.
Wow.
So
are they all the same breed or different breeds?
Yes, they're all Sakata tortoises.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, and you guys have a new encounter, a new animal there, a sloth.
Yes.
Is it a 2-toed or 3-toed?
It's a 2-toed sloth. So they have 2 toes on the front and 3 on the back. So being he's got the 2 toes on the front, he's considered a 2-toed sloth.
And that's the bigger breed of the 2, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big highlight of everybody. They always ask to see him.
That's cool. Okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit about when you guys are open and how that works?
So we are open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 to 4. So if you want to come just for a day admission, it is $12 for an adult and $10 for a child. Under 3 is free. And then we do offer a season pass, which runs from the day you buy it to the end of November. And that's $22 adult and then $16 for a child.
And it's an additional fee if you want to do the sloth encounter, but there's a lot entailed into that sloth encounter.
You go in with either me or my husband, and we spend 20 minutes in there talking about different interesting facts, where the sloths came from, how they hang, the environment they're in, and we try to mimic all of that. And then you get to feed him, you get to pet him, as many say, take selfies with him, different things like that.
That's cool. So, that's really cool.
Yep.
Okay, so you can find more information online, of course,
about
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Real quickly, where are you guys located?
We're in Wyandotte, Oklahoma, which is just right outside of Seneca. It's very close. Well,
thank you for being such a well-behaved guest, Tank. Appreciate it. Didn't run off on me. You did great. And you did too, Maverick. What a cutie. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Sarah. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We've been talking about them, and they are here in person this morning, but it wasn't with a sloth, but it was with something just as cute. That was a baby kangaroo earlier this morning named Maverick, and we will get to the full story in just a moment. My prompter was in the wrong spot there. But before we get to that, learn more about about the sloth encounter at the Creation Safari Wildlife Park. We have another story that we'd like to tell you this morning. A search is over for a pair of kayakers who went missing on Beaver Lake. Authorities say they've located the bodies of Chuck and Charlie Morris, kayakers missing on Beaver Lake since March 16th. Major Kenneth Paul of the Benton County Sheriff's Office led the search efforts, utilizing many resources from across the nation, and organized the daily operations of these efforts. On Saturday, efforts were combined with Carroll County MDS and Christian Aid Ministries search and rescue team out of Tennessee. Sheriff Sean Holloway, along with the family of Chuck and Charlie Morris, would like to thank all the men and women who donated their time and efforts to help recover the 2 missing men. Police officers in Webb City discover an unresponsive female behind a home after an alert to a disturbance in the neighborhood. On Sunday morning of approximately 3 a.m., officers responded to the disturbance in the 1000 block of West 1st Street. According to a media release, Webb City Police Chief Don Melton said, quote, officers began CPR until EMS arrived on the scene. The victim was transported to a local hospital where she was pronounced deceased. Webb City Police are investigating this case as a homicide. Press release goes on to say Webb City PD believes the incident is an isolated one, that the victim was targeted. Autopsy is scheduled for later this week. We'll have more information on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, as it becomes available. Well, professionals from the Ozark Center join Missouri Southern State students in Webster Hall to discuss suicide prevention and question, persuade, and refer training. Now, this training provides attendees with information on how to talk with someone who may be considering suicide, how to persuade them to make a different choice, and when and how to refer for more professional assistance.
Young adults have lots of stressors as they transition, from middle school to high school to college or technical school, and then out into the workforce. They may have new relationships, they may experience relationship turmoil or a breakup, or they have to then compete for a job.
The new 3-digit 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline number can be used anywhere in the United States for individuals experiencing suicidal thoughts or tendencies.
Well, we've got a few showers out there in parts of southeast Kansas. Our temperatures are looking pretty good, though. 53 Iola, Chanute, 51 Parsons, Joplin, 48 Neosho, 46 Anderson, 49 in Miami. As we go through the morning, aside from those few showers, we'll see clouds increasing. We'll all be cloudy by late morning. Temperatures pushing the mid-60s. So we head into this afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, primarily in southeast Kansas. We could see a few trail into southwest Missouri. Otherwise cloudy, temperatures pushing the lower 70s. And as we head into this evening, we're looking at temperatures dropping back to the lower 50s. We'll have mostly clear skies overnight, a couple of isolated storms hanging out in southeast Kansas, but all of those gone by about 10 o'clock tonight. Tanya?
All right, well, parents can find fun and education for their kids under one roof, so to speak. Creation Safari Wildlife Park in Wyandotte, Oklahoma houses exotic animals right here in the 4 states. KOAM Shagun Bomdelay joins us in studio this morning, has more on Creation Safari Wildlife Park and one of the park's star attractions. Good morning, Shagun.
Good morning, Tanya. Last year, Creation Safari Wildlife Park added a new resident to their family, a sloth named Flash. Now, they are offering people a unique opportunity to get up close and personal with him. They will get to know Flash's personality and how he is cared for in the park. Creation Life Park in Wyandotte recently started a program called Sloth Encounters. Visitors will have the chance to hand feed and pet Flash the sloth.
And so we've been training that to do encounters, and so we just recently started doing those. So what it is, you can pay a little extra fee, you can go in with the sloth, you can hand feed him, you can pet him, cannot hold him, he doesn't like to be held, but you can feed him and pet him.
It is not just getting a chance for a cute photo op. Kids get excited when interacting with the animals and learning more about them.
Man, they love it. I mean, they absolutely love it. The kids come here. One of their favorite things is the rabbits, our little sheep and goat pen, our bottle pen. The kids just love interacting with the animals.
One visitor says our kids love the sloth experience and the park as a whole.
This year we've been coming every week since they opened again. I got my kids season passes.
The park is working to get another sloth, potentially giving Flash a new friend.
We've always wanted to have one here, and we finally got things worked out where we could get one, and we plan on getting another one this summer.
The sloth encounters are $45 plus tax per person, and they include approximately 20 minutes with Flash.
All right, thank you, Shagun. I'm curious, though, did the park know anything about caring for sloths before they acquired Flash?
Yes, in fact, they did a lot of intensive research and just elaborate research on what to do with the sloth and what temperature the sloth needs to be in before bringing it in.
What's the most interesting thing that you learned about sloths? One
interesting thing I learned about sloths is that they sleep for 15 hours and they only come down when they need to take a poop or. I'm sorry. they only
Well, that's
come
what
down
they
when
do.
they need to take a poop.
Thank you,
Tanya.
All right, thanks, Shagun. Let's look at our top news stories coming up this half hour in the KOAM Morning News. We've got a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious interview coming up with Kay Lewis from the Midwest Regional Ballet. She's here to tell us all about the latest production of Mary Poppins.
And we've got ourselves a pretty decent start to our Monday, but we got some thunderstorms on the way later today. We'll take another look at that forecast. But first, here's a live look from Galena, Kansas. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We've got Kay Lewis in studio this morning from the Midwest Regional Ballet here to tell us about this weekend's production of Mary Poppins.
Yes. We're very excited. I did this show for the first time in 1997 when I lived in Texas. And the girl that played my Mary at that time has been a professional dancer for about 12 years now. So it's exciting to redo it and kind of revamp what I did before. I like going back and watching old videos and saying, oh, that didn't work, so we're going to try this differently. So it's been a fun process to recreate it a little bit differently.
Now, you told me your youngest performer is 2 years old.
Yep, my little 2-year-olds are little penguins, and they're the most adorable things ever.
So how big is the cast for this production?
It's around 78 people in the cast. It incorporates, if they want to be in it. It wasn't, I don't force people to be in a show, because it does take time, especially this week. We'll be like at the theater, because we have to adapt everybody to the sets now. We have like a 20-foot long bridge that the chimney sweeps are dancing, light posts they're dancing on. So,
they've learned the dance, but then they've got to make it work on stage.
Now we're going to incorporate in the stage, get all the lighting, the sound down, and then we have two dress rehearsals Wednesday and Thursday. So, and then we open on Friday.
This will be exciting.
Yeah.
How close is this? Is it close to like the original Disney?
Yes. Yes. I mean.
Now, a lot of kids probably haven't even seen Mary Poppins.
And that was the thing. A lot of my dancers had never seen, they'd seen Mary Poppins Returns. And I was like, well, you need to go back and watch the old one with Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, because that's the storyline we're keeping too. So some of I did take music from other variations of Mary Poppins, like the Broadway show, and Trip the Light Fantastic had to be in there from Mary Poppins Returns. But
nice.
And a lot of the chimney sweep dances are acro and light pole dancing and flipping, and I mean, it's like one of their dances is almost 10 minutes long, literally.
So does everyone have a spoonful of sugar before each practice?
I hope not.
Just to like get revved up?
I hope not, because that's like that 5-minute burst of energy, and then it's downhill from there. So no sugar allowed.
That's funny. All right. Well, this is fun. We were talking in the break about how many productions you've done with the Midwest Regional Ballet.
Yeah, well, I've been teaching since 1986, so if you multiply that times 2 shows per year. And then on top of that, I used to do choreography for high schools and direct and choreograph for community theaters, so hundreds.
If anyone's interested in what all types of dance and things that you do with the Midwest Regional Ballet, if they want to get into that, how can they find out more?
We teach ballet, tap, jazz, contemporary, modern. We also do aerial arts, where we're one of the only studios in town or in this area that does aerial arts in their productions. And we teach acro, dance acro, not like gymnastics type acro, but yeah. So
where are you guys located at, and like how would they find more information?
Yeah, so you can go on our Facebook page, Midwest Regional Ballet Company and School, that has information about our shows, how to get involved in classes. We're located in Joplin, so we're pretty in the Duquesne area. So we're pretty, centralized. So we accept ages 2 and up. We have adult classes. We have all kinds of stuff going on all the time.
Okay. And this weekend's show starts Friday.
Friday at 7:30 p.m. and then we have a show on Saturday and Sunday at 2, and then the following weekend we have 6 shows this time. So then the following week we have 2 7:30 shows Friday and Saturday, and a 2 p.m. show on Sunday.
All right, plenty of opportunities to get out and see Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Right. Well, tell everybody to break a leg. All right.
Please no.
Oh no, we don't want that. We'll be right back.
Well, Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 7:43. Got some showers building across some of our northern counties in southeast Kansas. They're continuing to build, but they're just showers, and they'll eventually make their way off to the east toward Nevada here over the next couple of hours. We also have the possibility of a strong storm or two today, especially in southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. This isn't something we're overly concerned about, but if we saw a stronger storm or two, we're talking some small hail and maybe some gusty winds out there. Our rain chances and thunderstorm chances will pick up a little bit more as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. And you can see they don't escalate significantly, but we still have those chances. So earlier this morning, some computer models showed a line out to the west that was going to make its way into southwest Missouri. Then that went away. Now it's kind of come back. So this is it picking up on the activity right now, and it's saying that maybe we could get a couple of thunderstorms out of this as we head through the morning and afternoon. And then we head into this evening, and now the line has kind of shifted. More thunderstorm development in further southeast Kansas as we head toward 5, 6, stretching into parts of southwest Missouri. More storms in northeast Oklahoma, and then a few more out in parts of southeast Kansas as we head into the late evening hours. And then after that, the storms move away, they break apart, and we are left with mostly clear skies overnight. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, we're not anticipating any widespread severe weather or anything like that, but some thunderstorms for sure. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line, looking off to the north. Looks good so far. Same with the KDOT camera at 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh. Right now in Joplin, you can see the clouds out there. They're starting to increase. We're at 51 in Joplin with a south breeze at about 9 miles an hour. And across the area, it's a pretty fair start for us for Monday. 53 Iola, 50 Fort Scott, Nevada, 49 in Pittsburgh, 54 in Chitopa, 52 Miami, and we're sitting at 48 in Neosho. We get our day started, as you saw in the tower cam. Clouds will continue to increase. We'll go to cloudy skies by late morning. Temperatures in the mid-60s. As we head into the afternoon, got those scattered shower and thunderstorm chances across the area. If you don't see any storms, you will get in on the cloud cover, and you'll be cloudy through today. Highs pushing the lower 70s. We head into this evening, as we showed you on the future track, a couple of isolated storms hanging on through about 10 o'clock this evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, and once they're gone, we drop back into the lower 50s, and our skies overnight will be mostly clear ahead of an extraordinarily tranquil week. We've got mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies all the way through Friday, and we see temperatures warming to near 80 degrees by Friday. Overnight lows hanging out in the 50s. Not bad. Then Saturday has to shake things up for us. Got a chance of showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. Still decent. Lower 70s for highs. But you can see our low drops back down into the lower 40s. And that does kick us down a little bit for Sunday as we go into the lower 60s for highs. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
When sports fans talk about all-time great dynasties, the U.S. women's soccer team has to be or should soon be included in that conversation.
With a jaw-dropping 4 World Cup titles and a record of 500 wins and only 74 losses since 1985,
wow,
this team has displayed a proven history of winning on the highest level.
As Alex Gall shows us, the team is gearing up to defend its World Cup title later this year. But first, a pit stop to the Show Me State to greet fans.
For U.S. women's national team captain Becky Sauerbrunn, this is a homecoming decades in the making.
I love St. Louis. I mean, I basically am who I am because of the people that raised me here. And so to be able to play here, I'm also celebrating my 200th cap appearance. And so to be able to do that in St. Louis for me is really special.
The St. Louis native graduated from Ladue High School and has played for several professional teams across the U.S.
To be at City Park at a soccer-specific stadium after the start that St. Louis City has had, it's going to be really fun.
Sauerbrunn and the women's national team played at Busch Stadium in 2019 in a World Cup tune-up match. Now they'll do the same, but this time at the city's brand new soccer stadium. The team touched down in St. Louis Saturday evening after beating Ireland 2-0 in Austin to a crowd of screaming fans.
Yeah, it's really cool. Once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah. That's what we want to be. That's our goal. That's what we're trying to become.
This will be one of the team's final games before heading off to the World Cup as defending champs. But above all, this team wants to be an inspiration to young girls everywhere.
We used to do this back in the day when we would have kind of airport arrivals, but this is beyond my wildest expectations. It's really lovely.
There are still some tickets available to Tuesday's game, which starts at 6:30 at City Park. But by the looks of it, most non-resale tickets are already sold out.
Well, the World Cup 2023 kicks off in July down under with Australia and New Zealand co-hosting the tournament. And you can catch the games on Fox and the Fox Sports channels.
The 2026 World Cup will take place in North America with Mexico, Canada, and the United States co-hosting the event. So a lot of soccer to look forward to.
It's interesting where you have different countries co-hosting, not just one, too.
Yeah, it's a great partnership for a great sport.
There you go.
We've got a decent forecast for today. We still got those showers across parts of southeast Kansas, and they're going to continue to roll off to the east. But some of the new model data says they may not roll off to the east. We'll take a look at that. We have a low-end chance of a strong storm or two in southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma later this afternoon and into this evening. If we saw any, we're talking some small hail and maybe some gusty winds. Not a significant threat that we're worried about at this point. We'll see the chances for some showers, maybe some thunderstorms pick up as we head in the afternoon and evening. This is the latest computers thinking on what's going to happen with these showers out there, possibly developing into some thunderstorms as they roll off to the east. More thunderstorm development around 5 across portions of extreme southeastern Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma and even making its way into parts of southwest Missouri. And we'll see a few more storms in the far western portion of our area, just west of Yates Center and Fredonia as we head later into the evening. And then by about 10 o'clock or so, everything like that is out of here. MoDOT camera 20th in range line looking good so far. Same with the KDOT camera at 69 and 400. More clouds building in into Joplin. We're at 51. South breeze at 9 miles an hour. Temperatures across the region, we've got 49 Pittsburgh, 53 Chanute and Iola, 54 Chatopa, 48 Neosho, 50 Carthage, and 52 in Miami. As we get our day started again, as we're noticing, clouds increasing. We're cloudy by late morning, temperatures into the mid-60s. Take another look at your forecast and have the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities say they have located the bodies of Chuck and Charlie Morris, kayakers missing on Beaver Lake since March 16th. On Saturday, efforts were combined with Carroll County, MDS, and Christian Aid Ministries search and rescue team out of Tennessee. Sheriff Sean Holloway, along with the Morris family, would like to thank all the men and women who donated their time and efforts to the recovery. Police officers in Webb City discover an unresponsive female behind a home after an alert to a disturbance in the neighborhood on Sunday morning. Approximately 3 a.m., officers responded to the disturbance in the 1000 block of West 1st Street. Authorities transported the woman to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. Webb City police are investigating this case as a homicide. And professionals from the Ozark Center joined Missouri Southern State students in Webster Hall to discuss suicide prevention and question, persuade, and refer training. Now, this type of training provides attendees with information on how to talk with someone who may be considering suicide, how to persuade them to make a different choice, and when and how to refer for more professional assistance. The George Washington Carver Museum in Diamond, Missouri hosts a special event on Sunday titled George Washington Carver, a Man of Great Faith. The event taught museum visitors how George Washington Carver grew up on the Moses Carver farm and exercised his faith in nature. Carver regularly tried to get in touch with his faith on early morning walks.
All right, we've got ourselves a possibility of some showers and thunderstorms, especially in southeast Kansas, but we could see a few more scattered across the area. Otherwise cloudy, temperatures pushing the lower 70s. As we head into this evening, we'll have a few isolated storms, mainly in southeast Kansas, and we'll drop back down to an overnight low of about 51 under mostly clear skies tonight. Tranquil week ahead of us, partly cloudy, mostly sunny skies, temperatures warming to near 80 by Friday, keeping an eye on some thunderstorm chances as we head into Saturday.
Well, they are your natural sidekicks and sometimes unwanted pests. They're your siblings, and you can celebrate them. Today is National Sibling Day.
Siblings can be encouragers, competitors, and even your best pals. TV sitcoms like Leave It to Beaver, The Brady Bunch, and dramas like Prison Break portray sibling relationships, and like them or not, you've inherited your siblings.
So give them a call, appreciate them, and make up with them today on National Siblings Day.
My little sister and I, we had ourselves a Jerry Springer style fight when we were both teenagers. That was really the last major argument we had growing up. It's like that was what we needed to get it out of our system. We got along very well, don't get me wrong. It's just we had one big, knockdown, drag down brawl there. But yeah, now my kids all seem to hate each other on a regular basis.
I used to wrestle with my little brother. He's 6 years younger than me, all the time. And as long as I could win, it was fine.
Yeah.
But the day that I think he was 16 years old, that I felt like he could overpower me, I was done. Never again. Never again.
Well, make sure you make friends with your siblings and do it before we're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.